Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching EXPOZ on April 3, 2011, and it's 2:48 a.m. Birmingham, Alabama. Topic, going back to the April 1 blog, do you believe in angels and demons and so forth? I want to add a couple things to that because I left some out, and I want to explain a little better about, well, you'll understand when I get into it. I said that the sons of God, now, these are the angels God created before he created man. And then when God created man and woman, before they ever even got out of the garden, boy, that snake was eyeballing Eve. And so after that, the angels, the Son of Man, or the sons of God, found the women that God created rather attractive, and their beauty drew them to him. So again, this is why God destroyed the world by water. But you know, there's a few things in there that I failed to mention to you. Excuse me. And one, for example, back then there was no bodies of water. There was a mist that came up every night that watered all plants. Just a mist arose from the ground, and then it went away at daybreak. It did this every night. It was a perfect, well, it was Garden of Eden. It was perfect. And but it did that around the whole world. And I do not know how many people inhabited Earth at that time. I heard that there could have been as many as 6 billion, which I can believe that's very possible. I believe it can be extremely possible because in those times people lived to be so long, and you got a 700-year-old man popping out babies or shooting bullets, and ladies popping out babies. So you know what I mean. You know, no one being ill, no one being sick, and just having babies galore. And these babies were the offspring of God's children and the women on earth God created. And it was not meant to be, but they did mate, and there was an offspring, and that offspring was called the Nephilim. Now, some of the things I left out, I want to go ahead and tell you now. For example, you know, according to the National Geographic Society or Geological, whatever, society, the people that can tell you the depths of the oceans and the tops of the mountains, the ranges. Well, the ranges, the deepest part of the ocean is deeper than the tallest mountain on earth. Hey, that's deep. The deepest part of the ocean is considerably taller, deeper than the tallest mountain on earth, meaning the tallest mountain on earth can set in that deep part of the ocean and still be several thousand feet down. Baby, that's a lot of water. So, back in those days, there were marriage. They were going on, or I say there was marriage. There was a lot of mating. And, you know, since pretty much God supplied food everywhere on the trees and everything they needed, I don't assume there was a food concern there, but they pretty much had everything taken care of. But you know, at the bottom of these mountains and these valleys, these places would have been ideal simply because water runs down, and there was probably some beautiful little streams and little creeks and these deep rifts and deep valleys. And a lot of their cities would have been built there. And those cities today, of course, would be underwater. Were they intelligent? They were probably extremely intelligent. And so when the flood came, supposedly the flood killed everyone on earth. But keep in mind, fallen angels didn't have to stay on earth. They were free to go, free to come. So the angels more than likely escaped the flood. So that's why in these days, in our end times, we again will see Nephilim, and they're big. And so they're not all gone. I mean, I say all gone. The offspring are, but yet they will come back and they will start their same practice again. But this will be just for a very short time. Now let me mention something else. There was a lot of people that died in the flood. Do you think that every one of them went to hell that died? What if? Just what if? Stick with me here just a minute. What if an angel married a woman or mated a woman and they were a family and she had 3 children? I don't know what they would have looked like. I understand some probably looked kind of strange. I understand they were giants. Some of them, not all of them. And I understand that a lot of them looked like you and I. And so when Jesus Christ died on the cross, and this is 2,000 years after the flood, and it was 2,000 years ago. So the flood, 2,000 years, then 2,000 years later was 4,000 years when Christ came, and they died. It's been 2,000 years since Christ left. There's 6,000 years. So the millennium reign is 1,000 years, so that's the only time left on earth, the next 1,000 years. So we're about to enter into that. But anyway, when Jesus died on the cross, it was said that he went to Hades or Sheol, and he talked to the ones who were there, like a purgatory. And it was said he brought many out. Now keep in mind, the bloodline of the sons of God mixing with women and men here on earth couldn't be carried forward because there would have been no Jewish Israeli state, a God's chosen people that was not contaminated until God saved Lot and his family. Noah and his family to get them out of the flood. So when I'm thinking there was a lot of innocent people down there, and God or Jesus went down during that 3 days that he had died, and he visited and he brought them out. Most probably accepted Christ. Jody Wolf, EXPOZ.